Well, it's been 2 years. Well, more than 2 years or so, but I need to get back to doing some Redstone videos. What's up guys, Eddie7716 here and welcome back to a Redstone tutorial. I don't remember, I think it's my 9th, but I'll have to check that in editing. Anyway, welcome to this video, where I will be talking a teeny bit about redstone valves, a little bit on delay circuits, and the main thing on this video will be toggle flip-flop, so let's get right into it. Now, I've spoken a teeny bit about redstone valves, but I will add a teeny bit more info here. The comparator valve is what's called a normally closed valve. That means the switch is on when there's no current, and the switch is off when there is current. What that means is when the gate is off, current will go through, but when the gate is on, current doesn't go through. This is a terminology often used in relays, actually. That means we only allow current through if the gate stays off, and the comparator valve, as I just said, is an example. But then we have here what's called a normally open valve, which will not let a circuit through when the main is on, but when the gate is on, it will allow a circuit through. And this torch design is actually just an AND gate with that torch there instead of there, but yeah, it works. And the other design you use for this is this one, which is a piston design. So this is actually the most visual representation of the switch being normally open. You can see that there's no connection, but when you pull that through, there will be a connection, hence it turns on. But yeah, that's a little bit about valves. Anyway, the next quick thing I have here are delay and some hopper circuits. So, sometimes you need to add a delay between an area like this, and it will take a while before the thing will turn on, and then it will take a while before it turns off. Now, with this specially modified etho hopper circuit right here, I can do the exact same thing this circuit does. So if I flick this, you can see that it will take a while to turn on, and then once it does, I can turn it off, and it will take the same amount of time to turn off. There we go. And then, so this uses some redstone logic, like, look here, our friendly, normally open valve. Well, anyway, that's all I gotta show here. But this is a very interesting circuit, very niche, but you can use etho hopper systems in many different types of circuit. Like this one will always be on for twice the amount of time that this side is on. So if I wait 4 seconds when I flick this on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was on for the same amount twice as long as this was, except that it's only able to do it to a 4-tick tolerance level, due to that being the speed items transfer. But now on to the nitty-gritty of this video. Now on to our next section, which is the meat of this video, the toggle flip-flops. Now, a toggle flip-flop, also known as a T-flip-flop, is a toggleable circuit. What that means is it can be turned on and it can be turned off from a button. So as it says, you can press the button once to turn the circuit on, and then you can press the button again to turn it off. And this is the most common design, which is actually a single-tick monostable circuit connected to a piston with a redstone block. Because if you remember, a piston, when powered by a single tick, will extract, well, what's the word? It will spit the block out, and then the next time you can put it back in. So it will only extend the block out and reject it. I forgot what the term. But yeah, it will spit the block out, and then at the next one it will put it in. And what's the sign saying? Any one-tick monostable can make a T flip-flop. So this one is a slightly different design, which is not too different, but it's basically the same thing. And even you can do this using observers, monostables like this. And this is a toggleable button system. Well, these were the designs we did use until 1.21 got released, but now these are basically being made obsolete, because, as the sign says, this section is basically obsolete due to copper bulbs. So a copper bulb, unlike a redstone lamp, it's toggleable. They hold one state till redstone update alters said state. So if you power it when it's off, it turns on, and if you power it when it's on, it turns off. So this will turn on, and then another press will turn off. The red dot actually shows that it's being powered. So if you look closely, there's a red dot in the middle that shows whether it's being powered. But the really powerful bit is you can combine this with a comparator, and you can draw a redstone signal strength of 15, even if it's oxidized. Well, the oxidation only affects the light level, it doesn't actually affect the signal. And I find it strange that you can't actually see redstone coming out of it. So that's kind of weird, but yeah. This is basically a toggle flip-flop. So these have basically made most of those designs obsolete, and they're silent designs. But like here, as a result of the copper bulb, the comparator makes a T flip-flop, and it's the most silent design, and one of the most space-efficient designs. And then, of course, you can use a stone button. And then this is basically the circuit over here, but redone better. So you can press things, and it will turn those lines on, and then you can turn them off. And one other interesting thing that copper bulbs can do is you can make a binary decrementer or an inverted binary incrementer. So far you can see the signal is on 0, but if I click this twice, it's on 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to 0. So that's one nibble to binary. And of course, if you want it longer, you can just add more comparators and copper bulbs to make any number you need to, depending on the binary string. But yeah, that's all I really have to show at the moment. Now, to craft copper bulbs, all you need to do is have some copper around the sides with blaze rods in the middle with redstone at the bottom. And is it shapeless? It is not shapeless. But yeah, that's how you craft these things. And now I'm going to show you some stuff in the machine world. Alright, this is my Jeb door I built in, like, the third video, I believe. Which is designed to close after it does this pulse extender. But what if you want it to be a toggleable system? Well, that is easy enough to do. All you have to do is get a copper bulb, make sure it's powered. Then I can put some... That's not going to power the piston, I hope. I can put a comparator here. And then that should add a T flip-flop, meaning this door is toggleable. So it will stay open till you shut it again. So toggle flip-flops are very useful. They're like one of the main components using redstone, such as pulse extenders and monostable circuits. So T flip-flops are really useful. But now let's say I wanted to have 2 power sources to be on to turn this on. I mean, that could probably be done with an AND gate, but what my plan will be is, see this comparator here, I will put a signal into here, and take it somewhere else, if I just bring it down. But say, there's a signal here, and you need to turn the signal off, or the door will not work. So, say this is on, and then this won't allow any... Oh wait. This has to be in subtract mode. Forgot that a little bit. But yeah, it won't turn on until I flick this lever off. So I could use this signal to connect to something that might always be on. So what if there was a copper globe, no, copper bulb, like, what if there's a copper globe here? Actually, they really should call these copper globes in, like, English stuff, since we don't say bulb like the Americans say. But say, what if you wanted it, that when this light was on, you can't open the door, but if the light was off, you can open the door. And if you want the exact opposite scenario, you can just invert the signal with a torch here. Which would basically just turn this into a normally closed... this turn this into a normally open thing. So now, this needs to be on to allow a signal through to open up the door. Now this is a circuit that I built in episode 7, I believe, using mostly observer mechanics, which does this. But what if I wanted, instead of to use a lever, to use a button? Well, that's easy. All I have to do is come to this area, and let's see how this works. So the way this is powered is it uses a piston that will power this line, and then it will unpower this line. So what I could do is I could just add a copper bulb right here, I believe. So let's just try that out. And yeah, so you can use a T flip-flop to do everything you could do with just a lever, and it's even cleaner. Well, I may as well put a toggle flip-flop in this circuit too. So to do that, I think I just put a button here, and this looks the best place for the T flip-flop. And now it's a button. Is there sandstone buttons in the game yet? Probably not. But a birch button is probably the cleanest one. So that will keep that, and then when it's off, that will open the trap. So yeah, toggle flip-flops are really one of the most important redstone things to know. Well, I think this is going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. And if you'd like to show some support for the channel, consider subscribing. And yeah, this will be the end of this, and I'll see you in the next episode where I'll be talking about pistons and quasi-connectivity and how bud powering works in more detail. Well, this has been 8677716. Goodbye.